Hi guys. So I'm on both YouTube and Instagram right now. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. So, but right now I have a lot more people on Instagram than I do on YouTube. There's one person on YouTube. Hi, Kate. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're all doing well. Maybe everybody's on Instagram now because there's nothing else to do. Oh, here's some people joining on YouTube. Hi. People on YouTube, just so if you see me looking back and forth, obviously I have both going right now. So I will try to keep up with as many of the comments as I can. So hi, everyone on YouTube. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you can hear me okay and see me okay. Looks like we have a pretty good connection today. So yes, blessings to you too. Thank you. Oh, hi. Yeah, hi, beautifuls. Thanks everyone for jumping on here. I see a lot of new faces and a lot of familiar ones too. So that's great. I'm doing very well. Everyone is asking how I'm doing, and we are doing very well. Um, I work from home anyway, so I don't really have, this is not much of a change for me. I am very, very privileged and blessed in that way. So I do realize that, and I'm very aware that this has not been a big change for me with everything going on. So no need to be concerned or worried. My concern is mostly about you guys and how you all are doing. So oh yeah, I'm so glad you guys. I mean, you know what, and that's a very important thing. So many people are commenting that they are glad that they are home to catch me live, and I think that attitude and perspective is really important right now. There's a lot of things I'm catching up on because I have extra time now. I'm not, driving my kids around. And I'm not making errands. I'm really not doing anything. Honestly, my husband has taken over any trips outside of the house. um, my career is very important to the household, so he wants to make sure that I have as much time to devote to my health and my work as possible. So he's really wonderful in that way. Um, I know a lot of people are really struggling right now. So, and I'm definitely my thoughts are with you. I have so many friends and family members that either work in restaurants or bars or are musicians or are DJs or things like that that totally rely on being out in the public and in public venues. And they're not obviously able to have any income right now. So I really, really feel for everyone. I have been in that position many times in my life, and it never gets any easier. So I'm so sorry for everyone experiencing that right now. And many, many blessings to you. And I hope that this is over absolutely as quickly as possible. But the thing at the forefront of my mind, of course, is you all staying safe. And that's why we are in the position we are in and we are at home. So, because we are trying to remain safe and keep others safe as well. So, but yes, I'm doing very well. And I hope you guys are hanging in there and keeping your focuses just on, what you can control, things that you can devote time to. A lot of people I know are doing their spring cleaning now, or they're catching up on reading, or they're catching up on some, like they're starting new exercises online. Some people are taking online yoga classes or whatever. So this is a great time to actually try something new you've been wanting to try. So it's not, we have to look for the silver lining in everything, right? That's the only way that's the only way we can cope mentally and to really survive this. So, oh, thanks, Fireside Roads. I don't know if it's a he or a she, but they say one benefit of being home is the first time I can join you live. So that's great. So like I said, it's really important to look for the really small things that, can really help motivate us and keep us going right now. So I have a few books that I am digging into. So this is Making Magic by Brianna Saucy. So this one I actually have just barely cracked, so I can't tell you much about this one yet. Um, this one, Financial Sorcery, I am a big, I love, like my favorite thing in college. Well, I had a lot of favorites in college. I had like double major, double minor. Um, was studying finance and business. So this one is really fun for me. And it's actually so good. I'm thinking about carrying it on the site because I have so many customers that could benefit from this. So it's just got a ton of really practical and also magical approaches to handling your finances. So, and then there's this one, which I am just also cracking by Denise Alvarado. Oh, this one is by Jason Miller, just so you know, in case you want to look at it. Yes, Denise Alvarado has a lot of really wonderful books. Many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with them, but this one is The Magic of Marie Laveau. So this is another one that I'm starting to get into. So as always, I have a huge stack of reading to go through. I used to read a lot more, but I try to read a little bit every day at least. But I don't seem to, I kind of lost having that amount of time over the last year, I think. So I'm trying to reestablish that, with this extra time. So would you consider doing hands-on classes? I do them. I have not done them in a while, but I do offer them here in my city, yes. But I have not offered them in a long time. And as of right now, I'm not making any. I'm actually really glad there were a few. There was like Conjure Con in Indianapolis that I was going to go to. And I'm really glad I didn't make any of those plans yet, honestly, because now everything is canceled. So, yeah, so I'm not making any plans for any trips or appearances at this point. So, or any hands-on classes, group, classes here in my city. So we're going to have to wait till this all blows over before I can even start to look at that. So, Lex Lilith says, I'm naturally a hermit. So staying home part hasn't been what's affecting me. I've been trying to organize my house, lots of spring cleaning and organizing my sacred room. Yes, that is a really great thing to be doing. A lot of people are focused on that. Even non-magical folks are really focused on that now because it's just that time of year, right? And it just makes you feel productive and makes your space feel better and makes you feel in control. So that's what a lot of people are having, I think, are struggling with, is just not knowing what's going to happen. And so feeling out of control with those things. Oh, good. You liked the book. That's good. Yes, visiting Marie Laveau's tomb is a really amazing pilgrimage for devotees of her, or even just those who, I'm a devotee of her, but even those who just are really just interested in her history and her contribution to Vodou and New Orleans Vodou. So I took the time to build my reading meditation journey nook. I am working through the Holy Wild. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, I've been working on just sort of getting things. I wish my weather was nicer so I could work on my yard. That's what I would really like to be doing, but no such luck right now. We got like 2 inches of snow last night, so it's all right though. We need the water. The water is always good for spring, so we will have a more abundant spring. So it's always good. Yeah, it sounds like you guys are, have your projects up and underway and are trying to make the most of this. So um, I'm staying busy with client work, trying to just make sure my inventory is, stocked up and ready to go. We are still processing orders as normal. We have not had any change in anything thus far. So of course, we'll keep you updated on all of that. But if you have placed an order, you can expect it in the regular shipping time. Can you explain the difference between your voodoo doll candles and the poppet dolls that are loaded but not burned, and they can be used the same way? Um, well, the candle is meant to be used to be burned. So the dolls are not. So the dolls you would keep permanently and take care of them. Those would be like a permanent fixture or addition to your altar or your work. Um, and you would continue to work on them until you had achieved your goal. If the doll is representing you, you would continue to take care of it, forever, for as long as you have it. So they are quite different. The voodoo doll candles are also like really, they're very small. It's meant for like a quick sort of burst of power for work. And the other dolls are really a long-term sustaining type of working. So they are two very different things. I hope that that sort of clarifies that. Hello, Martha. I saw that my assistant, Diana, was on here. I don't know if she still is, but hi, everyone. Um, Fireside reads, I've been drawn to Oya. I was wondering if you might do a video on working with her. I would consider that because that is somebody that is sort of one of my like matron deities, Oya and Maman Brigitte. They're counterparts of each other. So yeah, I would consider doing that. I'm hoping to be able to get back to doing videos since I have obviously a little more extra time now, because I know I put out videos so rarely now. Oh, hi Diana. Yeah, she's still here. Hi, honey. Um, I unfortunately just my schedule just doesn't accommodate much uh, extra time for videos, but I am going to try to get to one actually this Wednesday. I'm either going to go live again or I'm going to put out a video or possibly both. So we'll just have to see because, like I said, um, a lot of my regular errands and things that I would normally be doing, don't have to do right now. So I have a lot of freedom. That's how I'm choosing to look at it. I'm choosing to look at this as a time where I have a lot of freedom for myself and my clients. So, Domenica, do you work with Santa Muerte? I do. I actually just did some work with her today for a client. So, probably just about weekly, I do something for her. So at least offerings at the very least. Um, but I usually have at least one client a week who wants work done with her. So I just received my conjure box from you. It was amazing. Lots of new things to try. Oh, wonderful. Those are really fun. I would say they're for beginners, but they're also for those who are maybe a little bit more adept, because you're going to get things that are really new and unusual to use. So anything in there, though, can be looked up on the website. So if there are things that you're not familiar with, you can just type them into the search box on the website and they'll pop right up for you. So my most popular spell workings right now, this is Katie asking this. Um, I would say right now, what I'm encouraging people to do is either workings like Santa Muerte, the seven caminos, so your seven open roads, or Conquering Glory workings, or Crown of Success workings, because those are like kind of full spectrum, and you can use them for your business, your career, your having an abundant, prosperous household. You can have healthy relationships right now. You can use them for health, just so you can sort of stay on top of everything right now. So I recommend something that's really broad spectrum like that if you're interested in getting a working, just to sort of give you some more safety and security and some more just sort of success and open roads power behind whatever it is you're choosing to focus on right now. And choosing to focus on positively. Let me change that. And not, we're trying to get away from being in a sort of scarcity mindset or a fearful mindset, things like that. So yeah, hi everyone. I am doing very well. Thank you so much. What is the best way to use cord cutting oil with a very deep bond and connection? I have your oil, but have not used it yet. I would recommend purchasing two figure candles. I would recommend one black one to represent the other person that you are trying to remove yourself away from, and then maybe like I would recommend a purple to represent yourself because that's sort of like success and conquering and power color. And then I would face them back to back. I would use the cord cutting on, you can use them on both candles. You may just want to use it on yours. I'm not exactly sure of your situation, so I can't really specify that. And then I would use them on a long sort of platter surface where you can move them apart an inch a day over at least 7 days, preferably nine. It doesn't have to be exactly an inch, half an inch is fine, but the idea is to keep repelling them from one another so and then you're visualizing that cord getting sort of thinner and weaker and unraveling and then eventually breaking when they are at their furthest point. So my kids are like arguing in the background or something. So so I hope that helps. I hope that answered your question. Do you work with Yamaya? I do. I work each day of the week. I set out offerings for each Orisha for each day of the week. So I have like Elekwa for Monday, Ogun for Tuesday, Oya for Wednesday, Ochosi for Thursday, Oshun for Friday, Yamaya for Saturday, and on Sunday I do Orula or Obatala. So I do offerings for seven, like I said, the 7 days of the week for the seven Orisha. So I'm in need of some road opening. Do you have a kit or some set specifically for road opening products? I do. You would want to look at my Blockbuster set, and that provides all of the instructions in the listing. So it'll tell you exactly how to do it. I created an ancestor altar about a week ago. I was trying to manifest for this relationship, went in the wrong direction. What do you recommend? Well, I would need to know more about that, exactly like what you did and then exactly what happened to try to counteract that. So if you want to email me privately at conjuredcardia@gmail.com, I could probably help you more with that. My trip to Iceland was amazing. It was so wonderful. It was one of the best experiences I have had traveling internationally. Um, it was just so beautiful and so foreign to be out in a land that was just so isolated and so different from it really looked like extraterrestrial. It looks like Mars with snow to me is how I would imagine it. When we see like pictures of Mars, you see all these sort of different terrains and um, all these different, like geological formations and things. And that's really what it reminded me of. So it was really nice, just the solitude and just like the land being just so pure and untouched. It wasn't built up. You would, drive for an hour and you were out with no houses, no farms, no buildings, no businesses. And that was it. It was just you were out in the middle of nature and there was absolutely nothing. So that was a really wonderful, wonderful experience about it. If you love nature, I recommend going. If you're probably more of like an urban dweller and you're not into, hikes and getting out into nature, it might not be your thing. I still don't want to discourage you from going. The people are absolutely lovely. We had a lovely time with, restaurants and yeah, but it's definitely if you should go if you're a nature lover and if you have some experience being out in nature, that would definitely help you. So when I was studying before I went there, and I was studying on Icelandic folklore, if you are into folklore or really interesting mythologies, that is a really fun. Those are really fun ones to look up and read about because they have a lot of like gnomes and trolls and things like that in their mythology. So it's really interesting because it's so different from a lot of other mythologies that you read about. So it was a lot of fun to study about it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the pictures were, and it's hard when you take pictures because it's like you really had to have been there. It was just so much different um, being there in person because you take a picture and then everything's really flat, so you can't get the depth of like how far the mountain range went or things like that. So the weather was perfect. It was about 30 degrees the whole time we were there, which is actually the same temperature as where I'm from, where I currently live. So, I dressed properly. I had on thermal long underwear. I had on, and then usually either just snow pants or what do you call it? Like lined leggings. I'm forgetting the word right now, but and then I had on like a shirt and a thick sweater, my like parka and a scarf, and I was fine. I was usually sweating most of the time, honestly, when we were out in nature there. So, any advice for tarot beginners? Yeah, I recommend that you find a really great basic book. There's a lot of them on Amazon, and I recommend you start with a deck similar to like a Rider Waite tarot deck because the images on the cards are representative of what the cards actually mean. So it will help you memorize them more quickly. I do not recommend an oracle deck or a deck where the photos on the cards, the illustrations on the cards do not match the meanings, which is very common right now. It's a really popular trend, but it makes it very difficult to learn. So recommend. I don't recommend that you begin. I recommend you begin with a really standard traditional deck. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know how to say your name, Isidotus. I appreciate that. Yeah, Iceland was so amazing. If you have a chance to go, you should totally go. It's just it was it is might be the coolest place I've been. It's really far up there. So far, I don't plan on stopping, international travel anytime soon. So we try to go to at least one country a year. So if I go to another one this year, I will have 3 this year. So I'm really trying to hit that third one, maybe this winter. So, hi everyone. I hope you're doing great. Oh, Bloomfield, Michigan. That's not too far from me. I have family in Bloomfield, Michigan. Oh, hi, hi. There's people from the UK on here. Where's everybody from? Let's take a look. Do you know how to read Shamalangos? I don't even know if that's how to say that. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I cannot help you with that. I'm glad you ladies got to go. I enjoyed all your pictures on Instagram. What was that metaphysical bar like? It was very cute. It was very cute. It had some, crystals you could buy, and then like some sort of like herbal. I would say they put a lot of really interesting herbs in their drinks, and then there was some cake there that actually had black tourmaline in it, so that we had a piece of. It was a really nice, quaint spot. So um, it was probably not as like it was probably not quite as mystical as maybe we hoped it would be, but it was still a really wonderful spot and definitely worth checking out. So I think it's hard when you're in this line of work and then you go to a place like that. So your bar is set really high, because I'm around this stuff all the time and I have been for like 20, I've been for like 25 years. So just my standards are just super high when it comes to like, places that have crystals or, herbs or specialty teas or things like that. So I can't help it. My bar is super, super high. So it takes a lot to impress me. I hate to say that, but it's kind of just, it's just like any other profession you're in. If you're a chef at at a really great restaurant it's really popular and a lot of people really enjoy it, then you go to another restaurant and it's going to be, you have certain standards for the food, right? It's the same as any profession. So oh, good, Betty. I'm glad it's on your bucket list. You should absolutely go. It's wonderful. And I know everybody complains about it being like crazy expensive there, but it's expensive to travel, period, most of the time. I'm usually traveling with 2 children. So it's 4 people going on a trip. So if it's just you and one other person, then like for me, I was just paying for myself on this trip. And so to me, it was like, my God, it's so cheap, because I'm used to paying for 4 people. So, um, but it's an island, islands are, whatever, they're expensive. They have to bring everything in, we all know that. It's not a surprise. Don't let that deter you from going at all, though. It was just absolutely amazing. And like I said, if you're at all interested in folklore and mythology, you should definitely get a book on it. I have a book around here, the one that I read. So if anybody's interested in it, just like shoot me an email or a DM or something or a message on my Facebook. Thank you for your advice. I was wondering, can I connect with a mentor anywhere? I've been really interested in crystals and Reiki since I was young, and I just want to know if tarot is for me. I don't, it's probably your best bet there, Cookie, is getting on Facebook and trying to find, there are lots of groups on Facebook. I personally stay off of them. Um, I don't want to I don't want to dissuade you with the experiences I've heard about, but I'm sure that you could find a good learning group on there and find a mentor and ask some questions. But I would get on there and ask a lot of questions first before I decided to really set my heart on looking for a mentor. Um, it's really hard to know who people really are on the internet. So just be careful. And I would just get on, yeah, find a good Facebook group about tarot or Reiki and just start asking questions. And they should be very helpful. And if they're not very helpful, leave and find another one because that's what groups are supposed to be for. And if you're feeling like people are being condescending to you or not helpful, then forget it. So oh, I got these. I don't know the maker. I'm sure it was just something that kept popping up in my ads because I don't know. I guess I shop online too much or something. And I can't remember the artist, but I'm sure if you search like snake earrings or serpent earrings, or maybe these are called Medusa earrings, they might be. I don't know, but they'll pop up. Um, oh, hi, Adam. Thanks for joining. I missed some questions back here, so I'm just going to scroll back for a minute. I truly love your most powerful oil. Keep forgetting to tell you that. Well, thanks. Medium, looks like medium Seth Browder. Thank you so much. I'm glad. That's a really good oil. It's kind of a funny formula, but it's a really good formula. Here's Kesha. Can you give me any advice for getting out of a slump for the last 7 years? Well, you're welcome to email me, conjuredcardia@gmail.com. And we can talk about that. I don't know what you mean by slump, like which area of your life is suffering, but I would be happy to talk to you about it. So feel free to email me. Oh, thanks, Brandy. They actually, they need to be done here pretty soon, but that chance with everything going on. So I'm just going to have to suffer. Here in about a couple of weeks, you guys aren't going to be saying that about my nails. You're going to be like, oh man, she needs a fill. It's a cat's eye sort of teal. It's so like the cat's eye part in it, you can't really see on camera at all. It's like a brighter green. So I don't know the exact color. They just have numbers now. They don't have the actual names of colors. So you just tell them like number whatever 574. So I hardly ever look at the color on the bottle. When I do though, it's usually very indicative of what's going on in my life. Like I'll notice like I'll be getting them done for like when we were going to Costa Rica or no, when we were going to St. Croix or something like that. I had picked like it was like, Caribbean Queen or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's ironic. you know. Oh, good. I'm glad you like the Queen Bee oil. That's a great formula. Oh, yeah. That was probably smart, Busy Bee Alchemy, to get them removed. I wasn't that smart. So I used to do nails on the side in high school, though, because I wanted to go to cosmetology school. And so I was thinking, I was like, man, I'm going to have to bust out. I'm going to have to bust out my stuff and start doing them myself. I'll start a little side hustle because everyone's going to need their nails done. Okay, let me try to scroll up here on Instagram, make sure I didn't miss anything. My hair is wild. That's funny, Adam. Hi from India. I've been using your products since I was in university in the UK. Honestly, I really appreciate your shipping policy and your products so much. I recently purchased a custom candle. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much for that. That's so kind of you. Oh, okay. And somebody just commented here. The earrings are by Misha Farzane. Oh my God. Farzane. Farzena. I'll spell it. Misha, Meesha, last name Farzaneh on Instagram. Thank you for that help. I appreciate that. I really want to know your opinion on this whole coronavirus thing. It's a really super frightening. I have a lot of questions. I'm sorry. I don't really have um, I don't really have an opinion on it. My opinion is for everybody to follow the rules that are being put out there in your news and your media. Don't watch the news and media too much. Your local news is a good source to tell you what you should be doing in your area, such as washing your hands, distancing yourself from people, only going out when you absolutely need to for necessities. I would not get into, much more of the media than your local news, because things can sort of start getting sensationalized, and that can just lead to fear mongering. So I would recommend you just follow the precautions that are being put out by your local news channel. So, Diana, with all my extra time I have, well, I mean, people can't go around with their nails undone. So I don't know. I might be able to fit it in. Which baby do you have a tattoo of? I have two. I have Maman Brigitte here. This is upside down. When my arm is down, it's right side up from the back. And then I have Oguns over here. And then I got this little one in Iceland, which is Icelandic thyme. So they actually have really beautiful plants there that even in the snow keep their color and their green. And Icelandic thyme was one of them. And I really always loved. I've started to get a lot of. I have a lot of floral tattoos that mean a lot to me, and I'm starting to get a lot of to plant herbal tattoos that mean a lot to me. And the thyme stood for strength, and it was like strength and I forget the other one now. Figures. Like it was like strength and success or something like that, or strength and victory or something like that. So I created a mojo bag for my husband, and he carries it in his pocket. I actually found it doing the laundry. Since I recreated the bag, is that okay, or do I need to remake it? This actually happens a lot. I probably get this question like twice a month. It's totally fine. You might want to refresh it a little bit by adding some of the just some of the herbs might have washed out or gotten wet, but I've dried out really well, and then see what needs to be replaced. But it's totally okay. It happens a lot. How do you display or set out offerings for your orishas and deities that are not on your working altar? I'm running out of tables. I have several, I have like three main areas that I do it, and then an area outside. So my house is covered with a lot of stuff because of that, but that's okay. I don't mind it. If you're a person that doesn't really like a lot of clutter or things on your surface areas, then that's probably going to be more annoying for you than it is for me. But it doesn't bother me. So, oh, thank you, Martha. If you don't mind, can you explain how your booster spells work? Do you get it to coincide with another spell? Yes, that's exactly what it's for. So you would get the original one first, something in the original same vein of work, and then a couple of weeks later, sometimes I would say between 2 and 4 weeks. I don't usually recommend it going any further than that. You would stagger a booster working, which is meant to support the original work and keep the energy really high and focused. So. Your order's being delivered today. Good. Okay, also, what is your outlook on Bebe tattoos for people who are not initiated? I was previously scolded and told not to, but I am drawn to my Orisha. Thanks for all your help and questions. I'm guessing you were probably scolded by somebody online that doesn't know anything about your life or your practice or who you're devoted to. That's who I'm betting you got scolded by. And tell me if I'm incorrect. So I would say it's your body and it's your spirituality and it's your practice and it is your connection to your divinity, then you can do whatever you want to your body. So there is nothing that says you won't be initiated later on. A lot of initiates, honestly, if I can be honest with you, a lot of initiates will say that a Veve doesn't even belong on the body. It doesn't matter if you're initiated or not. They'll say not to do it. So mine was a personal choice, but they'll say that it's something that is specifically drawn in ceremony to evoke or invoke that Loa or that Orisha. So, initiated or not, there's discrepancies about it. So, you need to do what you feel is correct for your spirituality and your path. I don't tell people what to do with their bodies because I don't allow people to tell me what to do with my body. Let's see. First spouse will be My first spouse will be on myself. Weight loss and blockbuster. Any tips? I would do the blockbuster first for sure, and then I would see how you sort of feel about that and react to that. Make sure to give yourself plenty of time, and to be a little loose with your expectations. You know, we have a tendency to really have a very specific picture in our mind, and that's okay. I think for later on, but I think in the beginning when you're first starting it's a little bit better to just have a little bit, just sort of allow to see how things sort of play out in your life and how you manifest things. And then once you start to see them unfolding, you know what areas you need to sort of tighten up on. Um, don't be like, if it's for weight loss, don't be like, okay, I'm trying to lose exactly 107 pounds. If your weight loss is difficult for everybody, I know I struggle with it too. You need to focus on, a couple pounds at a time. So be realistic, and so you can be successful. Okay. If you're so strict and so stringent, you have some unattainable goal, you're not going to have success and then you're going to be really discouraged. So, and you're not going to want to, and it's going to really affect other areas of your spirituality. So you don't want to be discouraged like that. What oil do you recommend for anointing a high John root? I actually I don't recommend putting oils on roots personally. That's not what I do. It's very rare that I do that. I would recommend using rum or whiskey instead that maybe has some pieces of high John already in it. Oils, especially if it's a root that you're going to continue to feed and take care of and use, it can make it really gummy, the surface area, and you're going to have a lot of dirt and debris start to stick to it. So if it's in a bag and you're dressing the bag, you're dressing your hands with oil and then charging the bag, that's totally different. But I don't recommend applying oils directly to roots because over time you're not going to want to use it anymore because it's just going to get so much debris on it. You should do a guided trip to New Orleans. Well, I was hoping to go back there this year. I still hope to. I try to go back once a year, but I have missed a couple years. So, and usually when I'm down there, there are usually clients that I run into because I'm down there working. So that's really a fun experience to have. Um, is to just sort of run into customers that you've had on the internet that you've never met before. So if I go back, I will certainly let everybody know. So I am hoping, I would love to go back this fall. I'll have to see though. So we'll find out. Right now, like I said, I can't. Nobody can plan shit right now. So unfortunately, but that's okay. It's like it's anticipation. It's because after this, everybody's going to feel so great and so amazing. They're going to be going and doing all kinds of stuff. They're going to be going crazy. you know, People will be taking every trip that they ever wanted to take. So it's kind of a fun, exciting thing to think about. Like, man, things are going to be so great when this is over. All the stuff I'm going to do. Will you ever make a strawberry filth soap? I have been considering that one for a long time. So that one is on the list. So yes, I can tell you it is on the list. Just making sure everything is up to date here. I'm trying not to miss anybody on. Yes, I know it's hard on everybody to. I know this is really difficult on everybody, but like I said, it does. It makes the anticipation really great for um, all the things we'll be so happy to return to doing and all the things that we've taken for granted, being able to just go out and go to the store and buy whatever you want and things like that, and not having to wait in these huge lines or not having the scarcity of everything being sold out. So the appreciation, will be a really wonderful thing to return. If there's anything you can use other than Florida water and whiskey to feed a mojo bag, you can use conjure oils. That's what a lot of people do with the oils that I make. Um, uh, I guess I would. I mean, what do you have available? Do you have conjure oils available? Do you have a perfume that you like you could use? Oh, nice. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anybody on Instagram. I have these set up so they're very close to each other, so I can read them both. And I read quickly, but sometimes there's a lot, a lot of comments going on. So uh, I don't know about the Cardi B candles. I'll have to ask. I actually didn't make those. One of my Coven sisters made those, so I'll have to ask her about them. So she might have some extra time now, so maybe she can make me some. She's actually on here somewhere. She was just on Instagram. Um, oh, thank you, Beth. I'm glad you're enjoying my soaps. I don't know if I'll be making any full videos about Iceland. I guess, but if you had certain questions about or certain things you wanted me to talk about, I certainly could. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing a full video on it. If I do, it'd probably be a combination video with that and then my last trip to Salem because I meant to I did a live while I was in Salem, but I didn't get to do a video on it while I was there, which is what I wanted to do. But we ended up planning in some things that we went whale watching is what we did. So that ended up taking up a whole extra day that I thought I would have some time to maybe fit in some work. And so I'd probably do a sort of combination video on those two places because they were both very spiritual for me, but in very different ways. Do you plan on making a video about Jill balls and their uses? I probably wouldn't do a whole video on it, but I can certainly. There's probably a few. I'm going to write some of these things down that you guys are telling me because there's a lot of things I just don't think about talking about on a video. But I have done videos before where I talked about very specific curios and their uses, and I could do sort of an updated one on that and include the Jill and the Jack balls in that. So, oh, you're curious about Scandinavian magic. Um, you know what? I'm actually not a good person to. Like I said, that was my first time. It was my first time there. I had read some books about it, lots of information on it before I went, but I'm not a Scandinavian magic practitioner, so I'm not the right person to really give you information about that. Um, so yeah, sorry. I'm not like I said, it's not my pantheon and it was spiritual for me for other reasons, just sort of the reasons of just sort of being out in nature. I really, really love nature. I grew up on a farm. I grew up on a big piece of land, 13 acres. I grew up studying herbalism and eating wild foraging foods and growing our own food, raising our own animals for food. So those are things that are very important to me and that are very comfortable for me and things that I still really get a lot out of spiritually. But like as I said, Scandinavian magic is not my that's not my area of expertise or focus. Uh, Coffee soap is the best. Oh, I'm glad that you're enjoying all the soaps. Great. I love that coffee soap too. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do love coffee as a plant and as an herb and as a magical tool. Absolutely. I have your lover's call and stubborn target conjured oils, and they worked so well. 3 months and a complete turnaround. Oh, that's so wonderful. Congratulations. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations on your hard work. I'm so glad that you have seen some improvement, some success in the areas that you were working on. Thank you. Somebody just commented with the name of them. So if you rewatch this again, you'll hear me slaughtering the artist's name because I don't know how to pronounce her name. So yes, I do. I have a coffee conjure soap, and it is really nice. It's also great for your skin too. I love a dual use product, so um, that's one reason behind a lot of like my body butters, my soaps, the washes that can be used in your house and in your bathtub. They're all safe for those things. So I really love a dual use product that you can use every day to like support and reaffirm your goals, but it's also has the actual herbal qualities that you need to raise the proper ashe for that goal. So so the coffee soap, what I was getting at was that if I didn't say it, I don't know if I just repeated myself or not, but it's very good for your skin also as an exfoliator. And then of course, the caffeine is really rejuvenating to the surface of the skin. Can you make any oils for Egyptian goddesses? I do, and I can. I have a few clients that specifically request those. I have a custom oil option on my website, Doreen, and all you have to do is you can add the quantity that you need, and then type in the special instructions who you want them for, and that is a pantheon that I'm actually pretty well educated in. So I have made a lot of oils for that pantheon. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I can see my kids sort of wandering around in the background. So they're doing pretty good. Of course, they're a little bored, but they're doing pretty good. They've got really good attitudes. So they're really good kids. I'm very lucky. Let's see. What is the statue of the woman with the white kerchief over her head and your altar? It's the small one. This one. Let me know if that's the one you're talking about. This is just a house guardian statue. It's she and that one in particular is specializes in or is for herbalism, so it's to keep your home healthy and protected. How do you recommend using lodestones in a more multi-purpose way than just a mojo bag? I use them I use them for my actual altar work when I do my gridding. So a lot of times you'll see me use certain stones or crystals, and I grid around my altar work. Um, so a lodestone would be really great use in either relationship work or success work or prosperity work. So there's sort of you can, if you have a couple of them or one, and you could put other stones that correlate to them depending on what you're working on. So you were working on success or prosperity. So you could use some pyrite and some malachite and maybe some lapis to sort of set a grid to help as a conduit between energy between you and your work, and also to raise the vibrations of those stones themselves. So you'll sort of, once you start practicing gridding, you'll start sort of feeling them sort of like link in or lock in together. You'll sort of feel like the energy start flowing. Like when you kind of like when you put a plug into an outlet and then your like phone starts charging, it's like that sort of it's that's, of course we don't get a feeling from our phone when we do that, but what I'm telling you is if there was there is a feeling for that. You just don't get it when that happens, but it's a similar execution is what I'm trying to explain. So I don't know if that was a very good analogy, but I'll try to think of a better one. Oh, your complexion is amazing. What do you use? Like a million things. Thank you. But I use a lot of different things. I actually just posted today on Instagram this brand. What is this brand? Art Naturals. This is a really cheap one on Amazon. Art Naturals, and they have a vitamin C, a hyaluronic acid, and a retinol. And I use all three of them several times a week. So my skin is not sensitive at all. So I can use things like this a lot. So if you have sensitive skin, you probably don't want to use them that often. Maybe use them once or twice to start with. Here on Instagram, if you didn't see it, I have a post too that'll show you because it's like blurry on Instagram. I don't know why, but it just won't focus. But anyway, that's one of the things that I use. We have a local esthetician here that has their own line of products called Elena, and I use a lot of stuff from them, and I use their services. So everything is all organic and all natural. So I go to Elena Skin Services a lot, and I use their things. So I also posted about the scrub I use on my face, which is by Minimo, I think it's called. It's a sugar scrub. I use that. Um, yeah, so I mean, I think everybody has a lot of skin products that they use. I don't think I have probably, maybe I have a few more than other people, but I don't know. I probably use a half a dozen things a week, maybe. So um, yeah, but that's just I just try to it's not like I take great care of my skin, because I mean I do with the things that I put on it, but like I'm a sun worshiper, so if the sun's out, I'm out laying in it and baking. So it's not like, I just have to then try to like uh, counteract, as much as I can, like damage control. What would be the most recommended mojos and oils for the first time? Well, it would really just depend what you want to work on. I would have to. It would really just depend what you want to work on. I would say probably something like maybe a crown of success. Um, I don't really recommend people jump right into relationship work at first. That's I just because I don't think that I think your focus should be on yourself um, and not and not other people. I just think you should start with yourself first. So, but it would really depend on what your goals are. So, um, I love your Jezebel oil with the hot sauce and the Lilith oil. Will it be okay to combine with the Jezebel oil? Yes. I don't recommend combining more than 3 oils at a time. And but those three have similar sort of properties. So you could mix those together, but I don't recommend more than 3 at a time, because then your formulas start getting too everything starts getting too stretched out, and things aren't linking up how they're supposed to link up. So um, the reason the formulas are the way they are is because certain materials and certain herbs possess a similar achet. So you're wanting to build and expound on that, right? I have a pyramid. I have a video on creating a pyramid of achet and how that works. So there's a reason formulas are the way they are. There's a reason we can't just, we have to learn how to make a formula. Like you have to learn how the basic ingredients to bake a cake. You can change the flavors later on, but it's still the basic formula to make a cake every time. Okay. So you have to learn how to build and expound on that. And so I lost where I was going with that. Yes, it's totally fine to combine those three. That's where I was at. Where did I get my statue? I got her from a woman on Instagram. Um, I can't think of her name right now. If you email me, I can send you a link to the woman who makes them, because I can't think of her Instagram handle right now. So you'll have to email me, Beth. What is the best money oil you recommend for prosperity work? Hi, Doreen. It would recommend. It would recommend. It would depend on what exactly your goal was, what you were trying to achieve. I don't know. Like, are you looking for a job? Do you need a raise? Do you need help saving money? Do you spend money too fast? So the reason there are so many prosperity oils and love oils is because those are such broad those are such broad areas. So you can it's not that's why there are in prosperity work, there's a 50 different points you could look at. So that's why there are so many. So I would really need to know just more about, what you were trying to work on. So yes, I understand you're talking about mojos to buy, and that what I'm saying is that I would just really need to know like what your focus is. So that's why I recommended a crown of success, because it's kind of just sort of all purpose and for everything. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying the soaps. A good starting list of herbs and curios for someone new to practicing the craft. I would, you know what, that's a good thing to do a video on. because I think there's a lot of ones that I would mention that probably a lot of people wouldn't. I get kind of tired of seeing the same old like, oh, you should use the ones in your kitchen cupboard. And that is good. You should learn how to use those in a multi-purpose way. But there are a lot more herbs out there than that that are, I feel like, more powerful and for more specific situations. And that will work better. So that might be something I do a video on. Um, I would say definitely have patchouli is a big one. You can use it for love or money. Spearmint is a big one. You can use it for love or money or finding work. I have my favorite attraction herbs, which are like cherry bark, lovage, and lemon peel. Having dried citrus on hand is a really good one. You can use those for love or money too. Basil's a good one. You can use it for protection, love, or money. So it's ones that are sort of like if you're a beginner, I would stock up on ones that have 2 or 3 uses like that. And then learning your manifestation herbs. Didn't you create cherry bark, lovage root, lemon zest? Because you can use those as boosters to the work that you're doing with the other herbs. So yeah, those are some really good basic ones, I would say, is at least do the patchouli, basil, spearmint. Rose can also be used for love and protection. People always miss the protection part with rose. Um, and lemon verbena is a really good one for attraction and love. Um, I'm trying to think. I have my herbs alphabetically in my cupboard, and I'm trying to go down them and think of which are the most useful. But I think that that's a pretty good handful to start with. So I hope that that helps. So, oh, thanks. This hat is so old. It's like 15 years old or something. I wear this hat when I'm doing my hair underneath. So my hair is setting right now. Let's see here. Let me move this down a bit. I have a black candle. What should I inscribe to send curses or hexes back to the sender? Also, which oil would be on the candle? Well, you would want to inscribe exactly that, your goal that you just stated to me, and then I would recommend using Doom oil, which is do unto my enemy oil. So, and I have that on my site, and it contains cayenne, sulfur, snake skin, and some other black pepper and some other ingredients that I can't tell you. But that's what I would recommend. So you write out exactly what your goal is. I can't tell you what your goal is because I don't know. I don't know the people's names. I don't know what happened. But you just write it just to write it out like a sentence. So and write it in present tense like it's already happening. Um, for career and job opportunities, I would recommend my Gypsy Gold oil and Goldfingers oil. Those are the two I would recommend. What oil is good to curb excessive spending? I would recommend my Money Stay With Me oil because that is designed specifically to help you hold on to your money instead of spending it. Advanced herbs as well. Yeah, I'll write that down. I'm making a list of the topics that you guys are coming up with. So, advanced herbs. Okay, got it. Thank you for the thank you for the I like to I think I would probably do videos more if I had if I like I said the suggestions really help. So that's obviously that's very stimulating having that information because it makes me more likely to do the video. So would you ever consider doing bundles? Yes, I have actually. I that is something that I'm working on this year is doing like a come to me bundle, a love hunt bundle, a strawberry filth bundle, anything that has like an oil, a body butter, and a soap, and then like maybe the candle to go with it. So it would be the 4 items, and then doing them, and you can buy the whole set at one time for one price. So yes, that is something that we're working on. I have way more ideas than I could ever execute. It's kind of annoying. but it's just how my mind works. I have just a million billion ideas, and I just have books filled and filled and filled with them for things for my business. And oh, I lost my Instagram, but there. Oh, that's okay. My Instagram cut off. I guess I'm on an hour limit there, so that's okay. I'll keep going here just a little bit longer because we are, like I said, we're approaching an hour. So, um, and I'll try to look up a bit of that information that you all were asking about, just for different where to get the statues and things like that. So, I do work with La Madama. She has her own altar. Could you do? Yep. Okay, I covered that one. How long would you say conditioned oils can retain their freshness and strength? You want to use mine within 6 months. They have a shelf life of a year, but I don't recommend, there's no reason you should be having an oil sitting around for a year. You should be using it. You should be using it weekly. You should be using it weekly, monthly at the very, very least, because the more we work on something, the more quickly we're going to attain that goal. So if you have oils that are sitting around for 6 months or a year, it it's going to be a very slow process for you. So the idea is to use it as a motivator, to use it as fuel, to put a little bit on your work every day or every week. Oh, thank you. I just got a ton of Rosa Jericho in. I've been doing a lot of freebies. This last weekend was the Evil Eye amulets. I don't have one here right now. So I did the glass Evil Eye amulets, and then this next weekend I have to decide what I'm going to do. But I have lots of fun stuff coming up. So make sure that you keep your eyes peeled on my Instagram and my Facebook business page. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. If everybody is done commenting, I appreciate everybody who joined today. I can't see how many people joined today. Oh, there's 32 right now. And then I don't know how many I had on Instagram. Sometimes it's just interesting to sort of see. But 203 on Instagram. So yeah, what a nice turnout today. You can use the Crown of Success oil for money in abundance. Exactly. It's really good at like sort of opening your pathways and clearing out your own self-sabotaging behaviors, and then also outside influences that may be prohibiting you. And so it really helps open things both ways. Yes, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. It was so lovely to hear from everyone. And I want everyone to stay safe and protected and blessed, and stay inside and wash your hands and only go out when you have to, and try to stay away from each other, so we can end this thing as quickly as possible. Okay, so we can all just get back to our normal lives. But I am here. I am processing orders as normal. I'm going to be on the computer more. I'm going to do some videos and some more lives. So I am here for you. Okay. So anything that you need, just drop me an email, send me a message. And I really appreciate everybody showing up today. Okay. And I will talk to you all soon. Okay. Bye.